Welcome everybody to another wonderful session with me. And in this session, I'll be talking on how you can create content easily. But before I do that, my name is Adepeju, and like you all know, I run Niger Startup Fashion and my other page, Tailor Market NG, where my sole purpose is to help fashionpreneurs create content that will connect them more to their target audience, which will eventually equate to more sales for their fashion brand and good visibility. Because the truth of the matter is, content is king. Now, having said this, let's dive in straight into the matter of the day. How can you create content easily for your fashion brand? The first thing I want you to understand is that everything you do when it comes to fashion is what? Is content. Everything you do is what? Is content. From the sourcing of your fabric or sourcing of your products, whether shoes, whether bags, whether makeup, from the sourcing to the selection process to the illustration process, every process you have when it comes to whatever you're doing as regards fashion is content, and you have to learn how to leverage on that. But one of the things that you have to understand is that everything you do is content, yes, but you need to know that content is broken into four parts. These four parts are out there to help you know how to box each of the many content that you already have on your phone. I mean, if I were to ask you now to pull up the first video on your phone, that is an example of the type of content that ministers to you, that you can recreate for your audience to see. And irrespective of the fact that we need to create video content, if you're not comfortable creating video content now, you can start with your picture content and do videos that does not show your face. I needed to say that so that you can understand that creating content does not only revolve around showing your face and all of that. You can show different aspects of your business without showing your face on Instagram, and people will still connect to you. So remember, I said that everything that you do in terms of your business, in terms of your fashion business, is what? Is content. Then how can you convert all of this content, from the sourcing to the selection, from selection to drafting, from drafting to cutting, from cutting to sewing, from sewing to finish work, from ironing, all of these aspects, how can you then convert it into content that will appeal to your target audience and will make them follow you, will make them want to buy from you, will make them your their go-to center when it comes to, okay, I want to buy this particular type of item. I can go to this particular type of person because I see that she is doing wonderfully well in this. And the way you can communicate what you're doing is via the type of content that you create for your audience or for anybody that stumbles upon your page. Creating content for your fashion brand starts with you understanding the four pillars of content creation. The four pillars are educational content, your motivational content, your the selling process of your business, and the entertaining aspect of your business. Every business, no matter how solid the business, no matter whatever type of business that you're running, every business has its own entertaining aspects. I mean, some of the entertaining aspects you can look at in terms of fashion business is some of the errors you made while you were working on a particular project. Probably when you sent out a ship, a lot of ways you can entertain your audience, and your audience will respond back to you by giving you feedback that yes, we're enjoying the items that you're creating for us on social media. Now, remember I said that the four pillars of content creation is your educational content, your entertaining content, your motivational content or inspirational content, and the actual selling of your product content. Because the end game of coming online is because you want to sell. You want to what? You want to sell. So you have to make a conscious effort to create content that drive sales for you. For example, when you're creating educational content around your fashion brand, look at it this way. at this moment, I'd like you to take a pen and paper, if that is close to you. Write out, what are those things that you can tell the general public about what you do? How can you help them understand your business better? How can you help them understand the why of your business? How can you help them understand the reason behind why you're doing what you're doing for your business? Take for instance, if you do Ankara ready to wear, how can you educate your audience that you know what you're doing and that you have their best interest at heart? One of the ways you can do that is by sharing content, educational content that focuses on the many ways they can wear Ankara, where they can wear Ankara to, how they can combine the Ankara, how to wash the Ankara, how to take care of the Ankara, how to take beautiful photo pictures with Ankara, how to use accessories with the Ankara. These are educational content your audience are craving for, but they don't know where to see it because nobody is creating that type of content for their businesses. So you want to leverage on that gap by creating content that focuses on educating your audience on how they can use your product and be happy while using your product. You can even do educational content around your business in such a way that when you create your designs, you can educate them on the processes that you take in producing one item. It shows that you are particular about the details in your production. So you want to leverage on that type of educational content. Now let's move on to the second type of content, which is entertaining content. How can you entertain your audience? Now we're in the wave of TikTok and Reels, but beyond TikTok and Reels, you can use memes. You can use short clips from various popular actors and actresses to drive entertainment for your audience by saying something quirky or something funny that they can all relate to, or by hopping on trends. If you were with us the last time when we had our leveraging on trends for our live show, you understand what we mean by leveraging on trends to build your fashion business. So if you're yet to watch that live show, the replay is still up. Before we pull it down, you can go back to that live show and see and watch how you can leverage on trends to grow your fashion brand. Because when it comes to entertaining content, you need to leverage on trends. What is going on? What movie are people watching? What character is giving us the greatest hype? Is receiving the greatest hype presently? You need to tap into what your audience are being entertained with, and so when you do that, you are able to entertain them. Entertaining is also showing some of the funny side of your business. It's not necessary that it has to be about outsiders. It has to be about your business. Remember that you're trying to tell your audience that through your content creation that this is who you are. You're trying to let them build your know, like, and trust factor, the KLT factor. So by doing that, by showing the entertaining side of your business, by showing them what you look like when you get to work and what you look like when you go out, when you close shop, or by telling them what type of meals you're able to eat. As fashion designers or fashion entrepreneurs, we find it difficult to eat while we're working. So you can just show them, probably you're eating roasted plantain, or with whatever you're eating with it. You can just show that side of you, play a trendy music, and let your audience buy into that idea that you're entertaining. You're not just all about creating designs. You have a funny side of you that they can also relate to. Then when we talk about inspirational or motivational type of content you can create around the many content that you have in your business, you can create motivational content by making sure that you encourage your audience, you bless them. If you're a Christian, you bless them. If you're a Muslim, you pray for them. You leverage on the emotions of your audience. We're principally Nigerians. You're selling to Nigerians presently until you scale up into the global market. And so you want to make sure that the type of content that you're creating is a content that is geared towards encouraging your buyers, so that they can know that, okay, this person, our faith aligns with my faith. Even if our faith does not align, at least we have similarities. She's my type of person. Our faith just differs. But I like her philosophy. I like her ideals. I like the way she talks. I like where she's coming from. I like the type of things she puts out there. It's quite encouraging. So you want to make sure that your brand or your business or your content creates it is a happy place for people to gather. And like you all know, I like to call us fashionpreneurs creators of happiness. Why are we creators of happiness? Because we are constantly making our buyers, our or people following us happy with what we create, because we are creators. And the moment you're a creator, you're creating happiness day in, day out for other people to see and to buy. And so in creating inspirational content, you want to make sure that those contents minister to your audience. You're praying for them, you're building their faith, you're showing a side of you that identifies with them. That's creating inspirational content, because we identify with them at that point. Imagine you talk about what is going on in the economy, how much you're buying thread, how much a shoe is costing, how much the exchange rate is affecting the businesses. These are things that everybody is going through presently in the country. So you want to make sure that you're creating content like that to tell them that, okay, as much as you're facing, they're going through this type of problems, you're going through that type of problem too. And you're creating this content out by saying, how you all doing today? What's the dollar rate in your side? How much did you buy a bag of rice? How much are you buying a cup of gari today? I mean, by saying those things, you're inspiring them. You're motivating them that you're not just out to take their money, but you're concerned about their survival, how they're living. You're asking about them. How are you today? And those are type of content you can create when it comes to inspirational and motivational content. And lastly, you must sell your product. I mean, you can't be on Instagram and not sell your product, which is why I'm selling my product right now too. I'm selling myself to you by teaching you the different type of content you can create for your business. So when you want to sell your product, you can sell. Feel free. Don't be ashamed. Don't be pushed into the corners. Don't feel that, you are out to sell. So you must constantly have products to sell. Fashion designers have this challenge. You don't have product to sell on your page. I mean, if you're an importer or you're selling shoes, you're selling bags, you're selling accessories, you're selling makeup, those type of fashionpreneurs have abundant products to sell. But fashion designers, if you're not into ready to wear, if you're into bespoke, then it means that you have to leverage on your offline customers to build your online presence. So you use your offline customers to create content for your online audience, so that you can have people from all over the country want you to make their dresses for them as a bespoke fashionpreneur. But if you're into ready to wear, you must constantly show your audience your product. Let your feed is a gallery of your products, infused with your educational content, your inspirational content, and your entertaining content. But primarily, what you're doing on Instagram, the type of content you're creating, is to sell off your hard-earned creativity. So you have to make sure that you sell more. You create content that sells more for you, that gives your product more visibility than every other type of content, because eventually you want to show them that you have multiple designs that they can buy, multiple products that they can buy. So you have to have a content calendar. And the best way you can have your content calendar, using your 4 pillars. Remember that I've talked about 2 things before talking about the content calendar. I've talked about everything that you're doing is content for you. So document every aspect of your production. Every aspect of whatever you do, document it. You're going fabric shopping, document it. You want to cut a fabric, document it. You're sourcing, document it. You're doing selection process, document it. You're drafting, document it. You're packaging an order, document it. You're unboxing, document it. You just bought a new item from a store that is beneficial to your business, document it. Let people see. Show them these processes. Those are the things that you need to, and by the time you document all of these things and you check your phone gallery, you find out that you have an abundance of content to create. Now the confusion lies in where to box them, how to put each content on your phone to use. And I've talked about that, which is where I talked about your educational content, your inspirational content or motivational content, your selling of your product, and your entertaining content. So go through your phone gallery when you document all of these items and see exactly which one fits into the four pillars. Which one is educational, which one is inspirational or motivational, which one is actually selling, and which one is actually entertaining your audience. Now, when you have that box or your content box into those four pillars, you now create a content calendar. That is one of the easiest things you can do. Your content calendar is just your 30 days. How many days we have in a month? 30 days are September, April, June. Okay, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to remember how many days I have in a month. So when you do this, when you create your content calendar, when you create the content calendar, when you create the content calendar, you when you create a content calendar, what you want to do is each day in that content calendar, that 30 days of the month, put an item there that you want to post. Just write it there. Today I'm showing off how I package my orders. Day 1. Day 2, I'm showing how I unbox my orders. Day 3, I'm showing how I pattern or where I'm sourcing. Just put it day by day. Just write it day by day. You want to put each of these contents in your calendar 1 day per time. Let's start with 1 content per time before you now scale up to 2 content per day, before you now move on to 3 content per day. Let's make sure that you're comfortable putting out a content per day. So when you have your 30 days in a month, you don't need you can just bring out your calendar from the wall and just use your pen to write on each day of the calendar, or you could just take out a piece of paper and map it out and write 30 days, and in each of the boxes you write what you want to write there. Now, once you're done with that, you now look at what way do you want to express yourself with this content. So if peradventure on day 1 you said, tell my customers how I package their orders, you now ask yourself, do you want to make it a single post, a picture post, or do you want to make it a video post? Do you want to make it into a carousel? Do you want to make it a story into your story using your IG features? You now determine how you want to express that particular content. By doing that, you are able to finish up your content creation. What is now left is the actual implementation of the ideas that you have written down. It is at this stage a whole lot of people find it difficult. It is not in the writing stage, it's not in the planning stage, it is actually in the execution stage. And at the execution stage, you have to find a way. I'm going to share my strategy with you, and I hope that you find it very useful. So when you use this strategy, it becomes easy for you to create content and make sure that you actually put out the content that you are creating for your audience to enjoy. And you need to leverage on the use of applications to help you create content. I would encourage that you focus on just 1 app per time when you're creating your content. For me, I focus more on InShot for now, for my content creation, for my video content, and at times for my picture content. Why? Because I want to make sure that I don't have a lot of things distracting me while I'm working on a particular project. So I focus more on using InShot per time. When you use a particular app per time, you find that it becomes easy for you to put out all of those ideas. It becomes easy for you to execute your ideas. So what you want to do, this strategy I'm sharing with you, is that if you have multiple apps on your phone for content creation, just sit down and look through all of them and find the one that appeals to you more. That particular one is what you can leverage on. And if not that, Instagram uses a lot of data when you're creating content because you have to be online. So you need to find an app that you can use while you are offline. And InShot and a few other apps gives you that particular privilege. So you want to leverage on that. Find an app that would allow you create content offline, easy to use, not stressful. There's some apps that are beautiful, they are great, their features are wonderful, but they are stressful to use. You don't want to stress. You have too much stress already as a fashionpreneur. You don't want stress. So what you should do is find an app that is easy for you to use that will not stress you. Avoid stress at all costs when you're creating content for your fashion brand. Creating content can be tedious, but you want to make sure that you're using a simplified method in creating your own content. So leverage on just one app per time. When you master that particular app, then you can now think of, okay, you want to combine two apps in creating your content. And remember, the content just has to be very clear. It doesn't really have to be perfect. I mean, you're not paying people to edit your photos, you're not paying people to, do the shooting of your videos. So you want to make sure that whatever you're doing is simple and clear enough for people to see. Something you can do on your own, because eventually most fashionpreneurs are solopreneurs. You are the social media manager, you are the content creator, you are the fashion designer, you are the one sourcing for your fabrics, you are the one talking to your customers. You're doing a whole lot of things at the same time. So you want to make sure that each of these items that you're doing it with minimal stress, at no stress at all. So the first strategy is what? Find an app that is easy to use for you and focus on that one app in creating your content. The second app is, you have Canva and InShot. You can leverage on those two apps to create your single post, your picture post, and your carousel. Then you leverage on InShot for your video creation. Now, it is easy for you to forget to post online, especially for fashion designers who are behind the scene, cutting, sewing on one spot from morning till night. You will find them there. They're the one ironing, they're the one doing this, unless of course you have a support system around you. That is why Stella Ajide, if you listen to some of 3 weeks ago, my guest on our live show, our fashion brand series show, she said you need to build a company culture. Now, when you have a company culture, it becomes easy for you to manage your production process and your marketing process. So I encourage you, go back to that video and see it, watch it, and learn how you can create a company culture around your fashion brand. The other thing that you need to do is, since it is easy for you to forget how to create and to post your content, is use scheduling apps. And one of the easiest schedule app for you is your Facebook Suits. It allows you schedule your posts, schedules your video, and now you can schedule your stories too. I mean, that's an added plus for you. It is easy. So anytime you remember about your content, just go to your Facebook Suits, put it up there, put a time to it, and go sleep or do another thing that you want to do. You find out that it is there waiting for you at the right time that you have scheduled it. It will pop up on your Facebook or on your Instagram post, and people can identify with it, which is why I said it is easy for you to create a whole month content in a day. If you can dedicate a day to it, it is possible. But if not, as long as you have your content calendar, it becomes easy for you to create content around you. And as long as you document everything that you're doing, it makes it easy for you to create content. Documentation is the key to content creation for fashion brands. Easily. And that's what I want to say. What did I say? Documentation is the key to great content creation for fashion brands. If you find this video interesting, let me know in the comment section. Ask your question. I'm going to be answering them. And stay tuned for more of this type of videos in time to come. Don't forget, Instagram for Fashion Business is coming up very soon, where I will teach you a whole lot on how you can leverage on social media, especially Instagram and other apps, to build a sustainable fashion brand for yourself. Leave a legacy for your children. Have a brand that lives that lives after you. And until next time, I remain Adepeju, signing out for now.